Hey guys, in this video I'm going to be going over the difference between unit cards and special cards and talking about what happens to your cards after you play them. So in Gwent, cards can be divided into two basic categories. You've got unit cards, and those are cards that you play to the board and they put strength on the board. So you'll see my hand here. Every card starting with this one to the right, these are all unit cards because they have strength values listed up in the upper left-hand corner here. So when I play one of these, it goes onto the board and it stays there. Special cards are cards that have no strength value, but do other things that affect the board in some way, and usually cause strength to be gained or lost by players in some other fashion. You'll notice in my hand right now I've got several special cards here because they have no strength value listed. And let's look at one of the special cards just to see what a special card looks like. This card here, Alzur's Thunder, says deal 7 damage to a unit. So while this doesn't actually put strength on my side, I can use it to remove strength from the enemy's side. So let's see what happens when I use this Alzur's Thunder against my opponent's 7 strength unit. You'll notice that when I used Alzur's Thunder, his unit happened to have exactly 7 strength. When a unit is reduced to 0 strength, it's removed from the board and placed in the graveyard. So if we hover over the opponent's graveyard and click on it here, we'll see that Cyprian Wiley, that unit he had on the board, is now in his graveyard. And after you expend a special card, I use my Thunder, that special card goes into my graveyard. So if I hover over my graveyard, I can see there's one card in there. And there's my Alzur's Thunder that I used. There are several cards that units that interact with special cards, and special cards that interact with units, so you're not always playing just one of those on your turn. For instance, each faction has a card that's a mage who is able to spawn several different spells, and you get to choose to cast one of those spells on that turn. You can see this unit, Deathmold, in my hand. He is listed as a mage, and his deploy ability is I get to spawn 3 different spells and choose one of them. So let's try out Deathmold's ability. I play him here. I get to choose one of these 3 spells. Maybe I'll choose to use Torrential Rain. This is a weather card that deals damage over time every turn. I'll put the rain on this row. And now the rain card that I spawned and played is also in my graveyard. You can see my graveyard here has the thunder in it, and it has the rain. Now there's one more thing to say about unit cards. Units can either be loyal or disloyal. Loyal units are units that you play on your side of the board, and most of the units in the game are loyal units. You'll notice all the cards I've played are on my side, and all the cards the opponent has played are on his side. But certain units are disloyal. I'll look at Taller here. You see the little red eye icon under his strength value. That means that he is a disloyal card. Disloyal units you play to the opponent's side of the board, and they actually give the opponent strength. It might seem a little counterintuitive as to why you would want to give the opponent strength, but usually spies have a very powerful deploy ability that gives you strength or some other advantage that makes it worth it to give the opponent strength in order to gain that benefit. One final thing to note is that after a round ends, all the units on the board at the end of that round go to the graveyard. There are certain units with a special tag called Doomed. You can see that this leader card, Foltest, has the Doomed tag under his name. Doomed cards do not go to your graveyard. When a Doomed card is removed from the board after a round, it is simply removed from the game.